Hey y'all, so we're gonna do a survivor story. It's not going to be a uh come back from death story, but it's a survivor story nevertheless, and I think it's really crucial that people know the signs, learn to recognize the signs, because it's like toxic people follow the same script and do the same things, okay? Her name is Angela J. She's a doctor in Port Macquarie, New South Wales. And she met this person on Tinder. Red flag number one. Okay. I've been online off and on for years because I was bored to death and there wasn't any quality on there. Um, and he turned out to be super charming, right? Everything goes fast. Let's start dating now. Let's be in a relationship now. I want to date you now. Everything is in the now, the now, the now, the now. And then he became jealous and possessive and controlling, and she felt smothered. So she decided to back off of the relationship because this is obviously not working out. And that's when he lost his mind. And he was determined that he was going to blackmail her emotionally by saying, I'm going to end myself. I'm going to jump in front of a vehicle. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that to make her feel bad, basically to emotionally, manipulate the person. Okay. If you don't get back with me, I'm going to end myself type of deal. And that's red flags too, right? That's not a normal reaction. And they were only together for 2 months, and she her coworkers, she's a doctor. She delivers babies, and her coworkers. Well, let me backtrack. Um, he had stolen keys to her house, and he warned her, "I have keys to your house. I can get in anytime I want to." Um, she did get a restraining order. It's not called that there. It has a different term. And when he kept contacting her, she should have called the cops and let him know, hey, he was supposed to not have any contact with me, but I don't know, she didn't. Sometimes we freeze, like I said before, we don't do what we should. Of course, with his lack of emotional stability, that wouldn't have made him calm down if he would have gotten arrested every time he violated the restraining order. And her mom came and stayed with her for 7 days. She told her boss, I need, you know, I need a week off. And her boss said, why? And she said, because my daughter's life is in danger and I want to spend time with her to make sure she's safe. So she stayed with her and she took excellent care of her and was cooking dinner all the time. And she can come stay with me if she want to. Cook dinner for me. I'm not going to complain. Anyway, and Dr. Angela, what she didn't know is that there's a place that you could stay if you have people in the hospital, someone that you care about in the hospital. You don't have to pay regular hotel fees. You just pay whatever amount. Like, I've stayed at a place like that before, and you just pay a donation. So he lied to the place that was across the street from her hospital where she worked. And he said he had someone that was in the psych ward, of all places. He needed to be in the psych ward, but that's another chapter of another book. And he watched her every day, come and go, come and go, come and go. Knew that her mom was staying with her, watched her like a hawk, watched her every move. And on the 7th day, her mom she had to leave because she had to go back to work. And that's when he made his move. He broke into her house on the 7th day. She came home from work. She heated up the spaghetti because her mom made plenty of food. that you didn't have to cook for a while, which is so nice. I'd love to be spoiled like that sometime, but that's not a reality. But anyway, move right along. Anyway, she heated up some spaghetti and sat in front of the TV. She just kind of unwinding from work. And what she didn't know is that he was hiding in her bedroom closet. And he, when she went into her bedroom, he jumped out and attacked her. And she's trying to figure out what to do. Obviously, there's no booklet that teaches you, if in case you get attacked, this is what you should do. You know what I mean? And she made a run for it. Naturally, he chased her and um, he attacked her. She thought that she didn't know that he was stabbing her until she looked down and saw blood, and she thought, I'm gonna die here. That's it. This is it. I'm gonna be gone. Um, and so what happened? He continued to attack her. She stood up to try to get away again, and when she stood up, she said, "I saw a red square um, container, and he was pouring petrol on me," which is what they say over there, um, gasoline, right? And he was pouring it on my head, and it was in my face. It was burning my face, and it was in my eyes, and it was in my mouth and in my ears, and I could feel it burning me. And he had zip ties. I mean, he had a whole kit. You know, he had went to the store and bought all this crap, so that was on camera, so that was good. And she did. She was slippery because he had poured all that petrol. Well, I'm calling it petrol, but you know what I mean, gasoline. He poured it all over her body, so it made her body slippery. So she managed to get away from him, and she ran out the front door. Her neighbor was outside because he was, taking the dog out, and he heard her screaming, and he got a metal, I don't know what you call it. It's a metal thing that has like a hook on it, I don't know if it's a tire iron. I don't know really what it's called, but he got that as a weapon in case he needed it. But he didn't. He didn't need it because she ran. He grabbed her, put her in his garage. They obviously called an ambulance, and of course he took off in his vehicle that he rented. And he had a criminal background, by the way, and he had hurt his previous girlfriend. And you know, I'm going to rewind for just a second. Whenever her family met him, the mom thought he was great, the sister thought he was great, and the dad was like, no, something's off with him. And the wife said, that's pretty unkind. You just met him. He goes, mark my words. I'm telling you, he's not a good person, and we're going to be picking up the pieces later. Mark my words. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Um, so he took off in the car, and then they, obviously, she started barking orders because she's a doctor. She's used to that, right? So she told her neighbor, get some water, pour water all over me, as much water as you can, get it off my face, and that kind of thing. And he called the cops. The guy that attacked her, Paul, he called the cops, and because he's not all there, he's explaining what happened like he was a third party witnessing it, and then he would go into, I was there when it happened, and then the third party, and then I was there and I saw this and that, and he was going to do this to her and that to her and this to her and that to her. Well, if you were a witness, you wouldn't know what someone's going to do. They're trying to hurt the person, but you don't know how far that's going to go. But he had all these details that were just, the cops knew that was off, and they're like, you need to turn yourself in, is what you need to do. And I'm sure that let me see, um Um, he she ended up well, we'll get to that in a second. But so she is doing really well. Some days are good days, and other days are bad. She was only out of work for 2 weeks, allowing her body to heal, and went back to work. Went back to delivering babies, and it doesn't say much about him. Oh, I know what happened. I know why. I'm like, they didn't talk about him going to jail. I know why now. Hello. Uh, the cops managed to throw the spikes out to flatten his tires, and he came out of the vehicle with a knife in his hand, which isn't going to go well with the cops. Okay, that's just not going to go over well. And they tased him, which had no effect, and they ended up shooting him and taking him out of here. So no one misses him. He was evil. He's been to multiple therapists before, and they said that he has borderline personality disorder. Um, I am obviously not a therapist, but I think there's some psychopathy in there as well. I know someone who's borderline, and he wasn't a killer, so I think there's more going on than just that. Um, yeah, but she's safe now. She's happy now. She found an orthopedic surgeon, and they're in love and they're married. And this is them on their wedding day with their doggy. I have it turn it at an angle so you can see it. There's no glare. So that's her new husband, and she's very happy and doing well. She said some days are good and other days are not so good. So here's the lesson, right? From my personal experience, I've met a killer online before. I talked about this a long time ago. Um, when I saw his picture, I was creeped out. And to me, he acted like he was trying to, you know, perpetrate this corporate guy, and he's got a shirt and tie on, and there's computers in the background. And it just seemed like it wasn't totally natural. Like something just seemed off. Follow your instincts, okay? Pay attention to your instincts. And he started talking rated X to me, and I said in private message, we used to call it PM back in the day. So he PM'd me and he was talking all this rated X. I said, okay, let me stop you right there. I don't do that, so you need to chill. And he kept doing it, so I blocked him. Unfortunately, when you block somebody, they don't stay blocked. Back then, they didn't stay blocked. And he, I saw him the next day in the chat room, and he did it again. And I said, didn't I tell you last time not to do that? I said, I'm not one of them. You don't even. And he did it again, and I blocked him again. Long story short, one of my online friends told me he was a chat member. We were all in chat every day. I don't know how we did any accomplishments because we were all addicted. It's terrible. Anyway, uh, so my friend called, he texted me and he said, do you know Tall Romantic Black Man? I said, yeah. He said he got arrested for murder. I said, stop lying, stop lying. That's how rumors get started. He said, call me at work. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'll post the article to the room, the newspaper article to the room. So he posted it to the room, and what happened? He was the last person seen with this young lady who ended up deceased. And dig this. He's a pastor of a church. So that's his cover. Okay. I'm a man of God, man of the cloth. I'm a holy man. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That is the costume he wears on Sunday. Okay. That is what he hides behind so that he can misrepresent who he truly, truly is. Okay. You'll get a lot more clout and a lot more admiration as a pastor as opposed to a sadistic killer. Okay. Right. So one gets respect and one does not. Although not all pastors are evil. Okay. One of my subbies is, a pastor, and he's not evil. But, so I've been online off and on for years. And oh, by the way, they arrested him. He had another date lined up for the next day. And when that young lady found out that he had been arrested for the other, the murder, she got offline and was never to be seen again online. She was done because he was lined up to go on a date with her the next day. And she was like, oh no, 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 no. And his parishioners, bless their hearts, bless their little hearts. Oh, he's our pastor. He's been our pastor for a long time. He would never do something like that. Okay, well, his fingerprints are found on the glass that was in the room when the young lady, I don't know if they found her deceased or what, but the cops had enough evidence to arrest him. So just be quiet with that. He would never, unless you with him 24 hours a day, you don't know what he's capable of. Okay, please. Don't even go there. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. People do have things that they hide behind. Look at the crap that goes on in the Catholic Church. Okay, and the church helps cover it up. Don't get me started on that. Okay, pedophiles. Don't get me started. Okay. But anyway, she's happy now. I would say strongly advise that you stay offline. Too many predators are on there. Too many people that are broken are on there. A lot of people are married. A lot of people are married. A lot of people are in serious relationships with other women or other people, period. And they're searching for a sneaky little side dish. And come on, look, it's a what do I always call it? It's a playground for predators. Online is a playground for predators. Keep your butt offline. I'm just warning you. Don't get me wrong. You can meet crazy people in person, but it's a lot harder to hide who you are. You could feel something that's not right in person. You can't feel that behind a screen. I mean, you can, but you have to pay attention to it, and it's harder, for people to hide who they are behind a screen. I would say stay offline, period. Find somebody that, in person, the old fashioned way, a friend of a friend, or, y'all play pickleball together, whatever the case is, and then something, I don't know, you just stay offline. That's my strongest suggestion to you. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little piece of other advice. You should, if you have football, if you have not football, I got sports on the brain right now. I don't know why, because I said pickleball, I guess. Anyway, you should get, even if you're not a hiker, you should get some hiking socks. And I'll tell you why, especially if you have sensitive feet or whatever. I researched, and I got a foot issue going on right now. Anyway, this is, you're not going to be able to see it obviously through the, but there's cushion. All of this is cushion underneath. These are hiking socks. You don't have to be a hiker to use them. But when I saw that they were cushioned, super cushioned, I'm like, so lots of cushion on the foot. This band right here is to support your arch when you wear them. Okay. There's no seam that would irritate your toes right here. It's kind of a flat, you know what I mean? Like a flat seam. And I put them on earlier. And honey, let me explain you something. And I got these on Amazon. They feel like pajamas for your feet. Okay? They feel like pajamas for your feet. These are the bright ones because I like bright colors. Let me see, which way did I open this? I'll just show you the ones that I received. I mean, I put it on. I just put on one foot and started walking around, and I was like, oh my God, this feels great. So this is the color batch that I have. All right, so I guess you could call those a super neon pink, neon lavender, pink, orange. Can you tell I like colors? Neon green, blue, and purple. Okay. Orange, purple, and yellow. And blue and yellow. They're just tied. You're probably going, what in the heck's wrong with her socks? I just tied them together. But the cushion. Oh my God. Wow. Right? So I'll show you again. I'll show you with a lighter color. I don't know if that's going to show up better on camera or not, but so all of this is thicker than up here. Cushion, nice shock absorption when you walk, flat in the seam, and this band supports the arch in your foot. So you're welcome. All right, you guys take care. Much love. And, again, stay offline with trying to meet somebody because dating sites are the worst. I was on them for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years off and on. I would just get off because I was just burnt out, and I'd go back on and I'm like, go on. There's gay people trying to pretend they're straight. Almost everybody's in a relationship already. They're trying to be sneaky. Yeah, the gay people trying to be straight. I'm like, really? You think when I go to your house and your house looks like something out of a store showroom and dust is nowhere? Nobody's that OCD about cleanliness. He also created the color for his bathroom and painted it with it, used a sponge and put the, color coordinated everything, mixed it, custom made the paint, and then took a sponge and painted with the sponge. Boy, you more gay than a $3 bill. I don't have a problem with that, but don't pretend you're straight. Okay. Sociopaths, psychopaths, narcissists, cheaters, criminals. I know I don't trust anybody that's too charming. I don't like that. I never like that. Even if it's a woman. Hi, how are you? Oh my God. I'm like, oh God, get out of my face. It's so phony and fake, and it's like, go away from me. I don't trust you. Stop it. Yeah, I don't like that. In fact, I watch you a lot closer when you do that. Now, there's a difference between charming because that's just who you are, but more often than not, it's used to manipulate people and to make them put their guard down. And so I'm not having it. Go somewhere. Get away from me. Get. So anyway, yeah. Again, you know, the charm, speeding up the relationship. We got to do everything now. We got to date now. Possessiveness. Where have you been? You haven't answered my 25 text within the last half an hour. Where have you been? Are you cheating on me? These are all red flags. It builds. It starts off really wonderful, and then it builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. And before you know it, we're on the crazy page. So be very careful, guys. Be very careful. Okay, ladies, guys, be careful. All right. Much love. You guys take care. Bye bye.